Hey everybody, it's Jesse. I'm out on my morning jog right now, and I just wanted to share with you a few thoughts about the importance of a regular practice, picking an activity and sticking to it, because it's that stick-to-itiveness that helps us achieve our goals over time. Whatever your goal may be, it's the prolonged pursuit of that goal over time that's going to help you to achieve it. And I recently read an excellent book called The One Thing by Keller and Papasan, and they talk about just picking one goal and pursuing that one goal with everything you have. It's a great sentiment. If that works for you, then I highly recommend it. That's not who I am. I'm never gonna pick just one thing. I do a lot of things. In my case, I'm trying to do arguably far too many things with my life right now. I'm primarily a stay-at-home dad, but I'm also a website developer, and I'm best known as an author, but I'm also a musician. I'm trying to do all these things. It's very difficult to find the time, especially since one of my priorities this year is getting back in shape. And getting back in shape requires me to do what I'm doing now. I gotta get out there and pound some pavement, hit the trails, and run. And yes, I also sometimes lift some weights, do some yoga, do some floor exercises, take a nice long walk. Anything that gets my body moving and burns some calories. So, the point being, if I spend all this time exercising, and then I've got all the time I spent doing childcare, cooking and cleaning, I end up having to juggle my other priorities. I'm not a one thing kind of a guy. I have a lot of interests. If I'd lived several hundred years ago, they'd have called me a Renaissance man. Nowadays, they just call me distracted. Regardless, here's my point. Regular practice is what keeps me going in all these areas of my life. Blocking out time for those activities, either every day or several days a week, makes a huge difference and allows me to make slow, granted, incremental progress towards my goals. But even though that progress is slow and incremental, I am making progress. You probably can't see it from the outside, but I can sure see it from my perspective. And I hope that you're able to do something like this in your own life. Block out times for the activities that matter most to you, and make sure that you devote time to the objectives that you want to achieve. Because if you just dream about it, it's never going to happen, right? If I just dream about maybe someday becoming a musician professionally, that's a wonderful dream, but what? It's simply never going to happen unless I put a lot of time into practicing, put a lot of time into songwriting, put a lot of time into music production, and here's the key, put a lot of time, effort, and possibly money into marketing myself as a musician and publicizing my efforts. So, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in your life right now, the same basic principle applies. You got to block out time for it, a minimum of several times a week. Gary Keller's rule of thumb is that you should be spending 4 or 5 hours working on the one thing that's most important to you. For those of us who don't have 8-hour work days in an office and someone else to look after our children, we might be lucky to get an hour at a time focused on our one thing. And my one thing for today may not be my one thing that it was yesterday, and I might work on a different one thing tomorrow. As long as we keep blocking out that dedicated time, spending that time working towards our objectives, we will get there in the end. And I just want you guys to remember that. Keep working towards your objectives. You can do it. We can all do it. I can do it. You can do it. Our friends can do it. We're gonna get there. So, keep trying, you guys. Keep running. Keep pushing. Keep doing what you need to do. Pursue those objectives. And don't let anybody tell you not to. All right. Peace.
Distance 2.0 miles.